Guys, it's Zealous, and I thought I'd bring you guys some head-to-head gameplay today because I know a lot of you guys struggle, especially, on what to do whenever you're trying to go for the Odell collectibles to finish the Mobile Master Set, and you're trying to gain more fans. And it's a lot harder whenever you get to a higher overall, especially because head-to-head is the hardest mode on Madden. It's on all Madden difficulty. So we'll go ahead and jump into one right now. Now, the two main things that I want to focus on right here are accepting points that you get and being smart with the ball. Now, on kickoffs, usually I always let it bounce or call the fair catch because anytime that you run out with your kicker, with your kick returner actually, it usually results in a fumble a lot of the time. Even if you do have the 99 Devin Hester, they fumble a lot and it's very costly. Now, what I like to start out with is a run play, and I go with HB dive weak. Now, some people won't have this counter, but you'll notice right here that I'm circling. Actually, whenever they line up like this and there's one guy over here and then one guy on the right side, that usually means that it's countered. Sometimes you can get up the middle, but a lot of the time, that's not how it works. So that play's countered. So I'll go to short pass and I click on FL drag. Now, this is how you know it's not countered. If on the first time you click on it, there's three guys lined up right here, like there was on the very left side where he just moved over, and then these four guys aren't as spread out as they should be. Now, here's playing man. I love to throw it to Odell because usually he's able to create some separation. And a lot of the time, the defense will get stuck up on each other, giving Odell more separation on the man. And then it won't give him as much separation on zone. And then I throw it to Emmett. So now here they're running zone. I'll run out and throw it to Emmett. And then it's easy yards every time. Now what I want to do before I get into the end zone is I'm going to run specific plays. I'm going to start with QB sneak, just to see if he has them countered. He has this one countered, so I'm not going to use that for my 2-point conversion play. Now, second time, I'm going to run with fullback dive and see if he has this countered. So he doesn't have that countered. So now I'm going to get the first down because on third down, every time it's third down, you go back to that play and you try and get the first down. Now this is going to be a man coverage. You see how Deion Sanders gets hooked up on the other cornerback right there? That's why I like this play. So now if you go back to fullback dive, we'll test that out because sometimes on the first time you run a play, it won't be countered because the defensive awareness messed up that one time. So now that I run it 2 times and I see he doesn't have it countered, I can use that for my 2-point conversion play. So that's secure and I know exactly what I'm going to do. So now I just play FL drag out the entire time until I get to the end zone. Here's another zone coverage. We wait for him to pull up. Throw it to Emmett. Touchdown. Now, this works for me a majority of the time, and I really find that it'll help you guys a lot, especially if you're a higher overall and you're just trying to grind out fans. Now I go back to that play that wasn't countered, 2-point conversion. See, if I hadn't have tested anything out and I would have got QB sneak there, I would have been stuffed, and that would have been less points for me in the end. So now I'm going to play, who has the highest defense here? 99, 100. Yeah, this guy has 100 defense. So we'll test this out on him. Not that that's to say that, sometimes things won't happen, but I'll just show you guys that it does work. Now, we'll run that same stuff back. No kick returns at all. If they do kick it and it's not in the end zone to where you can call for a fair catch, usually I let it bounce. And if you're unlucky, it'll stay in bounds, and you'll have to just pick it up. But if you're lucky, it'll go out of bounds, and that'll be an automatic 40-yard start. So here I could just fair catch it. We'll go back to HB dive weak. Now this guy actually doesn't have his countered because he doesn't have the 2 linebackers on either side. So either he doesn't have this countered, or it's just one of those things where it works the first time, or it doesn't work the first time, but it works the second time. So here he has the same formation, which means he doesn't have this play counter, which means this is what I'm going to use for both the 2-point conversion and all my plays. Hopefully I can get this down. There he's got a different formation set up. So now I'm able to run this out. And I love this play so much because your fullback's able to go out and block for you. That's why I'd rather have a fullback in the fullback slot rather than another halfback, because he's just super good at blocking for you on these plays. And that's why I like to use him. So I'm just going to milk this play right here. This is probably my go-to play, the very first play that I always test out, as you guys can see. Now, I hate whenever I run out to the outside and that guy doesn't get blocked because my fullback likes to go through the middle, which I don't really like. But Emmett Smith breaks one tackle there. Oh, I thought I could juke that guy out. Anyway, usually you'll get the first down. Not to say that you won't ever fumble the ball, but it does happen, and EA will do everything in their power to try and keep you from getting there. Another first down. And usually, I haven't shown you guys the worst case scenario yet, if neither of those things work, because there will be times where both HP dive and then full FL drag are countered, and it's 3rd down and 10, and you just don't know what to do, so I'll address that situation later. Let's go with Emmitt Smith. We go right up the middle. And here's another one. And this should result in a touchdown, unless he gets tripped up like he just did. We'll go for another one. And I like to use this play for the 2-point conversion also. It's just because it's a really good play. And I'm sure a lot of you guys use this already. I'm sure I don't need to tell you, that it works. But, just for the video's sake. Oh, he actually didn't get it that time. That's weird. A majority of the time he'll get that. But sometimes you won't. And if you don't, that's okay. Just hope that your defense can come through. Now, we'll address the worst case scenario situation. If both of those are countered, we'll just see if they are first. So, if both of those plays are countered, usually what I like to do is go for plays that I know works, and usually most people don't have countered because they have a limited 10 that you can counter, and those are the most used plays. Now, we'll go ahead and fair catch this. Hopefully he kicks it in the back of the end zone, and he does. I can fair catch that. Now, right now, if I run the HP dive weak, and he actually doesn't have this countered, or at least the first time he doesn't, I'm able to run up at least a little bit. There we go. Now, say he doesn't have that counter and go to FL drag, which he also doesn't have countered. And I go back, and I'm like, oh, I can roll out to Emmitt Smith. He'll catch that 50% of the time just because whenever you bullet pass it to him, he's not very good. Now it's 3rd down and 10, supposedly, and you don't know what to do. You're lost because that's where I stopped it. Well, I usually like to go down to cross in, and a majority of the time people won't have this countered. There might be that 10% that has it countered, but I like to go to Rob Gronkowski right there on the 3rd down and 10, and he'll like to muscle his way up. Now, if I go back to cross in, and it's 4th down and, inches, I can go back to Gronk, and he'll usually catch that. No matter what tight end you have, normally they should catch that ball. And now, say, if they are the 10% that have that countered, I like to go back, I like to go to long pass and click on motion cross. Now, motion cross is a very, very unused play, and if you can see the route that Gronkowski goes, that's who I'm going to be throwing it to, or your tight end, whoever you're using. Now, if Gronkowski goes out like that, that was a bad example. They were blitzing me that time. Normally on 4th down and 10, they wouldn't be blitzing me. But say it was 4th down and 10, and you're going back to motion cross. I like this play because Harris goes straight to the left and Beckham goes up, so it sort of separates the coverage so that Gronkowski has either a 1-on-1 or a 2-on-1 most of the time. Oh, that was a terrible example that time as well. Here, let's go back to it. Now, a lot of this time, this will actually work. Not these times because it's not actually 4th down and 10. I'm sure if it was 4th down and 10, they'd drop back in coverage more, like they're doing right now. Still can throw it to Gronk. That's weird. He didn't catch that, but I accidentally clicked on FL drag. Hopefully we can make this work. Most of the time when it's 4th down, it's going to be a man coverage. We'll just have to hope Emmitt can catch that, which he cannot. Anyway, guys, that's sort of my how I play this out. You always want to test out your 2-point conversions twice, and if it does get to 4th down and you're in field goal range, take that field goal. Every single point that you get helps you. Actually, let's play this 103 defense before we end the video. Every single point helps you, especially if you can come up with a stop on defense and end up getting another touchdown. Now they're 10 points behind, and they only have 2 tries left. So, or 11, depending on whether or not you go for 2. So, we'll go ahead and play this last guy and just see what he's dealing with on defense. He's probably got a stellar defense with 103. See, he didn't kick that all the way to where if I fair catch it, it'll go back. So, hopefully it does. And it does. And it'll roll back out of the end zone. Now, we'll just go ahead and do the scan. I want to see if I can get motion cross to work. See how he has this countered? Because there's 2 linebackers right here and then 2 on the outside. So, that means he has this countered. A lot of the time you'll be able to get a couple yards on that, but not very often. We'll go back to FL drag. He doesn't have this countered. And we'll roll out, throw it to Odell. Cut up. That's the first down. Now let me see if I can get to motion cross. Let's see if I can get it to work. Usually you want to step back, let him cut up. Gronkowski will catch that ball. Normally that's what you want to happen. Usually I like it better when they run man against the motion cross rather than zone. And usually you have to wait a little bit longer, but right now he's got some stellar defensive linemen, so it's not going to work as well as I'd like, but we'll still throw it to him, and it's going to be intercepted. Who's that? Taylor? That's probably the boss legend, Sean Taylor. Anyway, guys, I hope this helped you guys out a little bit. It didn't go as well for me just because I was playing some of the harder players, and, you know, things will happen. You will throw an interception. You will fumble the ball. You know, somebody will drop an open pass, but a majority of the time this does work out for me very well, and I hope you guys were able to take some tips from this, and hopefully you guys liked it. Let's see if we want to hit 10 likes on this video again. I hope you guys enjoyed all my previous videos. Expect some new content coming out tomorrow, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.